All right, Biz. Saturday night, the wildest game wasn't in Nashville. Toronto at Detroit. The Leafs won 10-7. They almost blew a 7-2 lead in true Leafs fashion. Mitch Marner, 4 goals, 2 assists. But your boy, Mike Bunton, 1 goal, 4 assists. Now second in rookie points with 40. He's 2 behind Lucas Raymond. Tied for goals with 18 with Tanner Jeannot. I mean, this kid's rocking, Biz. I don't know if this is you manifesting him winning the Calder or what, but the kid's been getting in the race now.
Oh my God! I want to know what Whit thinks of it.
Whit,
he has been lighting the lamp since you doubted him and said that you would put your cock on the line just like I did last year.
Hey, RA, you're a typical Munson, and Biz, you're the biggest idiot out there because you guys haven't mentioned Lucas Raymond had a hat trick in the game. He's 7 years younger than Bunting, you idiots. And you know who else is better than Bunting? Is the monster defenseman, the next Victor Hedman on the back end, Moritz Seider. He's about 9 years younger than Bunting. And I actually hate how it's come out where I'm against and don't like Bunting. I love this guy. He is one hell of a player, and he's made that line really tick. I mean, they are monsters together. It's Marner, Matthews. Also, Biz, shout out you. I'm actually on board. Matthews is the greatest Leaf of all time. I've switched my opinion in 1 week.
Welcome aboard, buddy.
Dude, he's got 77 goals in his last 100 games. He's going to be I think the second Leaf ever to have 4 40-goal seasons when he gets 40 this year. He is at another level, and Marner looks awesome. And Bunting's a great player, but you cannot compare him. And you know why I'll say it? To Lucas Raymond or Moritz Seider in Rookie of the Year. You know why? Ask 31 GMs, and they'd rather Raymond over Bunting. So in talking about Rookie of the Year, as great as Bunting's been, while being 26 years old, he's not going to win the Calder. It's a great year for him. He comes over from Phoenix. He gets to be a big part of an Original Six franchise while playing on the top line. And he has 5 points. And also, the assist to get Marner the 4th goal was so sick. It was a Marner-type assist, a behind-the-back no-look. I'm a big Bunting fan, but keep talking about him for the Calder Trophy, and you prove how stupid you really are.
I don't think I've ever really said that he's been ahead of Seider or Raymond once.
You've been yelling Bunting's going to win the Calder. What are you talking about?
Because there's still 1/3 of the season left. And I think that they have a lot of important games coming up, and he's playing with a couple special players. I said that he has the possibility to lap those guys and get past them.
To lap them.
Well, I meant to say pass them, not lap them. Come on, you know what the fuck I'm saying. Hey, sometimes he's
a great player.
Hey, he's also been playing pro for 5 years or whatever it may be. So he's used to this pro schedule. Sometimes these young guys who step in, they tend to fade out on the back half of the season in their rookie year. And I'm not saying that. I think Moritz Seider is the clear number 1 right now. I think
me too.
Raymond's right underneath him. I think that Bunting has to do something pretty special in this last 30 games or whatever it may be in order to even give it a chance, especially given his age. But I'm all on the fucking train, dude.
Yo,
why
if Bunting's
wouldn't I
20
be?
Years old, if Bunting's 20 years old, boom, he's right there. It's
but I also,
age. But you've been going nuts about. You're not just talking about how he's a good player. You've been yelling about Bunting for Calder, Bunting for Calder. You can't.
Yeah,
now
I know
say,
because
like,
he's the 26-year-old guy who was playing in the Coast a couple of years ago, who's all of a sudden put his name in the top 3. And I think that we still got some games left here to play.
He won't even be top 3.
Okay, so what would be the criteria given the fact that you've thrown in the age factor? And you're saying he's 26. How many more points or intangibles does he have to bring in order for him to be able to win it? Or are you telling me there's just not a possibility?
I think another season he probably could have won it. Maybe he'd actually be screwed no matter what because of the age and the professional games argument with Kaprizov last year. He might be screwed no matter what. It's more about who he's going against this season for the Calder. And even said that, like I guess if he had 30 goals, 80 points at his age and with who's there with him as rookies, that's probably his only chance. And even then, Raymond's going to end up with 70 points and he's 19. So it's just like, it's more about the age. I love Bunting.
So I guess, Mike, what if he scores 8 more goals than him and gets 16 more points?
I don't think it. So if he were to win the rookie scoring race by 16 points, you're saying?
I'm just wondering what consideration would you give him at what point as far as how much his play has to be better given his age? Because I think
you
it's
need
not
30
a criteria.
goals and 80 points. And part of it is Biz. I think part of it is voters will look at the fact he's playing with two of the best players in the world. And that's a big factor, dude. It really is.
He needs to have a big back half here, and he's off to a hell of a start.
You know what? What's funny though?
Let me ask you this: does the fact that he put up a 5-piece against Detroit not make your fucking dick move just a little bit?
I was like, this is amazing that this is happening, and Biz just keeps talking about it. And like RA said, he's legit like making it. What's the word, RA? You said he's
manifesting.
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 Yes,
I didn't have that one in my bag. Thanks, Aaron.
But let's put the Bunting with an amazing season. Great job, Bunting.
Yeah.
Let's put that discussion and the Calder Trophy aside with Zegras, Raymond, Sider, all these studs. Let's talk about what's really going on in Toronto. So Biz has, you have two Western Conference teams. Yeah, Toronto's your Eastern Conference team, so that's your third favorite team. And they've looked great. Their goalie sucks now. They have no goaltending. I think Campbell's one of the worst goalies in the league since January 1st. And Mrazek's your backup, and this is the year we're getting out of the first round. Uh-oh. Not much cap room. Muzzin, who knows if he's coming back. And now, what do you do about the goaltending, boys? What do you do in Leafland? You guys can't stop the puck now. What are you going to do, Biz? You don't have a goalie.
I'm not concerned at all. I think most teams, outside the obvious ones, like Shesterkin's having a massive year. Vasilevsky never goes through periods like this. I think it's a pretty strong case for guys who are pretty new to being the starter to go through a little segment like this in their season when they finally get the reins. He had a huge start to the year for him. He's so liked in that locker room. They got Mrazek for that reason. They had the 1A, the 1B coming this season. He'll get the net for a little bit while Campbell figures out what the fuck he's gonna get going moving forward here. We know he's gonna put in the work because he's got a tremendous work ethic, and he's gonna level things off before they even get the playoffs. But the beauty of it all is like the team's still doing all right considering it. They're still putting up the goals and giving that offensive support. So I just like you tell me nothing matters till playoffs, like, well, then should goaltending really matter till come playoff time if they're winning games?
If they're winning games 10-7, I would start worrying about it. Now, here's this. I didn't mean to quickly say like, oh, Muzzin's hurt and like make it sound like I was like happy about that because that sucks. I think it was his second concussion in a pretty close time. He's now on LTIR and that sucks. That's a guy they would need in their lineup to make a run for the Stanley Cup. But my question to you is, first game after the trade deadline, are the two goalies for the Leafs still Mrazek and Campbell? Because Biz, I don't know, man.
No. I think for sure. I think what they did, they got Carter Hutton as like kind of like an extra backup. He was playing in Arizona. I think it's pretty tough to gauge how the season went. I know he didn't have a good first game. I think he got lit up for like 7 fucking goals on like 5 shots. But I just don't think that they have really the room to do anything. And I think that you really, really fuck up the dynamic of that room if you do that. When I say he's well-liked, the guys on the team love him. Like they feel for him right now to the point where when you have a goalie that you're kind of like, maybe you're not crazy about and you don't like the way that he handles the adversity, it's easy to not like the guy and not want to play in front of him. They're trying to fucking give him as many tucks as possible. And I'm sure that they're shooting him texts on the side being like, hey, man, you're going to turn this around. And we all know how much Jack Campbell cares, too. I mean, if you ever listen to any of his press conferences. So short answer, yes, both those guys will be their goaltenders. And let's not forget here, Mrazek's a pretty solid goaltender. Like, if all things fail, like he's, anybody could catch fire.
Yeah, it feels like they are showing cracks, or I don't know if they're just falling because they started so hot, sort of a regression to the mean. But since December 1st, the 5-on-5 save percentage for the Leafs goaltenders is 31st in the league out of 32 teams. Campbell's numbers are still good, 917 save percentage. Mrazek down to 894. And I think there might be some concern. Mrazek last year after Carolina, he kind of had a little bit of a meltdown. And Campbell, as great as he was, he had that one mistake which kind of swung the whole series. So I don't know, man. I think it might still be a question mark. And going back to Bunting's Calder Trophy qualifications, he made the limit by 2 days because you can't have hit your 26th birthday in that next season by September 15th. He was born September 17th, so he's
chipping a chair, buddy.
No, I'm not knocking him. I looked it up to make sure he was qualified, and it was 2 days within it. So
that would make it even sweeter, and the public outrage would get me going. So
I also, in wrapping up our Leafs talk / bashing, another little scary thing is I think it's 12 games without a Tavares goal. He's playing around 16 minutes a game. Not a great look right now for the Leafs captain, and there's some question marks. As good as the season's been, I think Leafs haters and people who root against the Leafs like myself, they're starting to get a little bit of a wry smile, even as they continue to win, because there's some warts being shown.
This is what I'll always say about Toronto and why I despise the market, and I support and love the team, even more so now. It's almost like fueled my fire, because if they win 10-7, it's a goaltending problem. If they win 1-0, it's an offensive problem. So it doesn't matter if they're winning. They're bitching about anything. Like, we're talking about, how about Tavares? Like, he's had a great year. I think he's over a point a game. Like, maybe he's been fucking addition magician lately.
I'm reaching.
No shit you are, buddy. He's fucking buzzing right now. He should have been a goddamn all-star.
We know run and gun won't work in the playoffs, so we'll see what happens. We also want to wish best wishes to Jake Muzzin. He unfortunately suffered another concussion. He was placed on long-term injury reserve, so hopefully he feels better, gets back in the lineup. And also, they announced, Toronto did that, their 2020 first-round pick, Rodion Amirov. He's being treated for a brain tumor in Germany. He put out a message on Instagram thanking everybody for the support, saying he'll be back. And, I mean, needless to say, we wish the kid the best. That's just awful news to hear, but he seems like he's in good spirits. He's getting help with the tumor. So
amazing positivity coming from him,
yes.
And that's just I think he's in Germany right now, getting some work or treatment, whatever it is. But yeah, we're thinking of him. That's horrible news.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we wish him the best.